right, game of the week. Whitmer Panthers, St. Edward Eagles. I remember flashback 14 years, the state semifinal when Eds beat Whitmer 23-13 before going on to beat Braxton Miller's Huber Heights Wayne team for their first football state title. Well, now they're riding 3 in a row. Whitmer's got a lot to handle in what you look at those records, 6-5. This is not a 6-5 team talent level, but they've played an incredible schedule, just like we talked about teams like St. Ignatius as well.
Yeah, it's kind of where the imperfect nature of the OHSAA playoffs is kind of brought to bear because St. Ed's, 5-5 of the regular season. They're the 7 seed. I would doubt they're the 7th best team. And it's how you end up with, a Lorraine getting their teeth kicked in by 3-7 Berea Mid-Park, and how you end up with Napoleon going on the road and blowing out Medina Buckeye. It's an imperfect system, but it's as good as it gets, really. Justin mentioned St. Ed's. It's not a typical St. Ed's team.
Sure.
They lost so much. The guys that have won 3 straight state championships, and even worse right now, they're dealing with some serious injuries. Brandon White's an All-American running back. He's done for the year. Zach Hackelman, their best wide receiver, he's out. Their most productive and disruptive defensive lineman is out. So they're having to move some pieces around. But I mentioned it earlier with Clyde, the DNA of a program. You've got so many good athletes. You got a lot of good football players, but you've got winning football players just up and down that program, weeping down the walls in the school, right? And that's always so tough to contend with. On top of which, there's nothing they haven't seen this year. And in fact, they just saw a pretty similar team to Whitmer in a lot of respects.
In Findlay,
Findlay, and held a good Findlay offense to 3 first downs in total. It's going to be a slugfest for sure.
Justin?
All right, so with St. Edwards, they won 3 state titles, 15-1 each of those years, 45-3. Outstanding. However, looking at their recruiting rankings on 24/7 yesterday, I saw that in the class of 2024, so the graduating seniors from last year's team, they had 8 Division I recruits. 8. One of the reasons why they won a state title for the 3rd straight year.
That tends to help, yeah.
This year's senior class, 1. They got 1. So if you're Whitmer, kind of a no excuses type of situation. So you got Carter Lowe, Ohio State bound D1 recruit. You got Brady Ford, quarterback, going to a D1 school. Not a Power 5 school, but still a D1 school. You got a bunch of
Jemison
playmakers on offense and defense. The key, in my estimation, for this is consistency and resiliency, and then the perseverance. Can you get down if you take a shot, it's a 15-play drive, and you give up a touchdown?
Right.
Can you respond and you're not demoralized, and you can answer the bell and then say, okay, we're going to take your shot. We're going to deliver a shot to you.
Yeah.
So that's one key element. And then some personal foul penalties have occurred over the course of the season for Whitmer.
Yes.
So not necessarily calling out anybody. It's just a collective group. You got to make sure that that is zipped up and not happening. And then I'll look to some guys like Ty Davis, Harold Glover, Kamar Burton, Napoleon Jemison. You got to step up and match the physicality that St. Edward will bring. And you got to be able to get a stop on 3rd down and get off the field and force a punt and give the football back to your offense, because they need that offensive line as well to match up and play well, because they did against Perrysburg. They got crushed on the line of scrimmage against Anthony Wayne, and then they did respond. And I asked Coach Ken Winters, I said, do you have to worry about which type of Whitmer team is going to show up? Are you guys past that? And he said, I would be shocked and surprised if we don't come out ready to play, and everything that phrase encompasses. So if that type of Whitmer team can come, they were up 20-0 on Perrysburg at one point.
Yeah. If
that team comes, this is a winnable game against St. Edwards. And they're taking the underdog role because they see 3-time defending state champs. So they're saying, hey, everybody in the state isn't going to pick us. We can pick ourselves. They got to get the job done.
Can I jump in real quick?
As quickly as you possibly can talk. Go.
Whitmer defensively, they have excelled at picking off passes. Their pass defense has been outstanding. St. Ed's does not run the ball well. They average less than 4 yards a carry. Thomas Chaney, their quarterback, has to go out and be a gunslinger. That could play into Whitmer's favor.